sense, I have a death wish. That's me though. You know what I'm saying? I'm just that warrior. You know, I don't care. I'm ready for war, man. Because black people need to be free. It takes the extreme ones to keep us alive. You understand what I'm saying? It takes the extreme ones to keep the truth into our people's head.
So in other words, a black president isn't enough. A black attorney general isn't enough. A black Supreme Court justice isn't enough. Wealthy media figures and powerful sports figures, that isn't enough. He's still talking about freedom as though slavery ended yesterday and we're living in the antebellum South. So now listen to clip 9.
King Samir Shabazz is the new Black Panther Party's Philadelphia leader. This new Panther version of Black Power does not include white participation. In fact, Samir keeps a composition book of indignities perpetrated on blacks by whites.
Bottom line, I understand he is my open enemy today. He has brutalized, raped, maimed, killed, burned, lynched, robbed, tortured, took our names, took our God, took our language, took us. Okay? So there's no reason for me, knowing all of this, with this book, all of the history of everything this man has done to us, there's no reason why I should be still walking around talking about let us all unite and fight this struggle together.
Again, he's entitled to his opinion, and that's not what we're talking about. We are talking about the Voting Rights Act, passed in the 1960s, so distinguished gentlemen such as Shamir, whatever, Shabazz, could vote to permit men like him or his father to vote without being intimidated. And apparently that wasn't enough for him. And a black president, a black attorney general, a black Supreme Court justice, black sports stars, black media figures is not enough for him either. They're still, apparently to him in his mind, all black people are oppressed. And then he has a little, like Madame Defarge, a little book in which he keeps all of these imagined injustices as though they occurred to him personally. And he wants to get even for all of these injustices. Somehow he believes he is the man sent by God to straighten out the book of justice and injustice. And again, he's entitled to that delusion. But if, in fact, he did engage in voter intimidation, he violated federal law, and this is a federal crime, and the case was brought to the Justice Department, and it was thrown out. In fact, the attorney who was pursuing it was so stunned by the fact that it was thrown out by Eric Holder, acting under orders of Barack Hussein Obama, that he was fired. He will be on the show to talk about this. 1-800-449-8255, michaelsavage.com. Now, I realize this is heavy-duty stuff, and maybe it's a little too much for a hot day. San Diego, welcome to the Savage Nation. Curtis, you're on the air.
I'm a black male that works hard every day to change the stereotype of the typical black male. And this new Black Panther Party really hurts what it is I'm doing and what many other black males are doing to change the image, the negative image that we have in this country.
Well, you know, here's my own personal experience. I'm speaking one man to the other. I'm older than you are, but I've run into black guys in their 30s who are corporate kind of guys. I've run into them in bars. They happen to love my show. They really get a kick out of me. They've listened to me. They have no connection to the Black Panthers. To them, the Black Panthers are like a throwback. They're people who are stuck in amber. They've fallen into a tar pit, and it's like we're looking suddenly at 1960 again in the country. How is that possible?
So many people have so much hatred. I grew up in a black community, and it comes from the parents and grandparents. They just teach it to their children. But as I say, but there's a whole new generation of black people who really have broken free of that chain of hatred, and I've run into them. I don't think that the Black Panthers symbolize black people in America. I don't think they represent them, rather, at all. That kind of rhetoric is something you would have heard in the 60s during the ages of the Huey Newton age, way back when. But that's gone with the wind. Where are they coming from with this when we now have a black president? How is this possible? Music.
Music. Oh, Time Warner. I'm sorry. I forgot about music.
Savage.